Hello and welcome from my side to this special session for the Virtual European Risk Management Awards Week. My name is Henning Hagen, Chief Regions and Markets Officer with Allianz Corporate and Specialty. As sponsors of the Risk Manager of the Year Award Public Sector, I'm delighted to introduce this session for you and also to congratulate the Risk Manager finalists to this category. I hope you enjoy this session. And don't forget to access the awards presentation ceremony, which takes place this Friday, 11th at 4:30 Central European Time. Good luck to our finalists and thank you.
The key elements in the nomination from the Danish Risk Management Association was for my strongest merit, which has been to prepare and revitalize enterprise risk management in both Energinet's executive board of directors, the entire project organization, and in the entire day-to-day operations. Secondly, I have been the first in Denmark to establish a contract for both brokerage services and advice on ERM to ensure a holistic approach, fostering ERM and insurance market to improve risk management skills. Basically supporting the whole COSO ERM vision for the total control environment.
Any challenges during this implementation?
During this implementation of the project, there was a lot of challenges, which demanded a great deal of perseverance and dedication. So during the development, implementation of the important messages of enterprise risk management and insurance, I wanted to leave a fingerprint on the professional enterprise risk management environment and to the use of their insurance products. So I developed a risk system in Energinet so that there could be a very close connection between the strategic, tactical, and operational risk management by developing a governance system to be supported by a risk tool designated for our organization, which I feel they should always be. So both for our learning and for influencing purposes, I also established networks with peers and tried to influence the way peers perceive enterprise risk management and insurance management. The innovation based on the challenges I had was basically to increase the importance about the risk culture in the company, to overcome this with interpersonal competencies as persistent, firmness, proactivity. Therefore, the challenges transformed about the risk culture transformed into a big demand from the organization to learn and to get help and guidance on this subject. And suddenly, this challenge gave us a great opportunity for implementing ERM as the demand was there. Also, the challenge with having two separate processes, one for ERM and one for insurance, was turned into one process. And that, in fact, really could be quantified in terms of saved cost and resources.
All government compliance standards refer to risk as a threat. I managed to get approval from the Government Audit Office to introduce opportunity into NI Water's integrated governance framework by making reference to the International Framework for Good Governance in the Public Sector, which states, it is about being risk-aware rather than risk-adverse. Entities should not be so risk-adverse that they miss out on opportunities. Since the implementation of this framework, we were able to transform the culture and approach to managing our challenges and opportunities, resulting in vast improvements in our service provision and significant savings to benefit the public. Given our achievements, I was consequently requested by the government department to assist them in implementing opportunities into their risk management process. To improve Northern Ireland's resilience to external risk factors such as COVID-19 and climate change, I implemented the World Economic Forum's 5R approach to improving resilience. So our preventative measures and response and recovery greatly help us to manage the impact of COVID-19 with no interruption to our water supply, and as we reach out to support our customers in these challenging times. We are actually in the process of introducing the 6R to our resilience framework, which is reassess. The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us that it is no longer acceptable to just return to business as usual. We need to learn from this event and reassess how best to transform the way we deliver our services in a new normal. The solution that we have put in place is to create more certainty in a world of uncertainties. So for example, we are experiencing pandemic flu, weather-related events, cyber threat, geopolitical uncertainties are increasing in complexity, but they also create opportunities in the form of fourth industrial revolution and developing a green economy in reducing carbon footprints through new ways of working. The public sector's traditional risk management approach, which is managing threats with its own resources, will be rather ineffective in addressing these emerging risks. Northern Ireland Water has partnered with the insurance industry to introduce parametric insurance for weather-related events, cyber insurance to help cyber threats and develop our 4IR, customized insurance for solar farm, and now developing risk engineering solutions for producing oxygen and hydrogen from our wastewater to be more sustainable. These risk solutions are not what one would normally find in the public sector, but I believe that this is the way forward to help manage external risk factors. For example, the benefit was made clear back in January 2018 when the low temperature across UK brought about freezing conditions with severe impact on our water supply. The paramount insurance that we have put in place was triggered and we were paid within 4 days. And with the funds, we were able to help meet our customers' needs and our increased cost of working, which otherwise traditional insurance will not be able to provide. And what is more important is to be able to demonstrate that working constructively with our insurance partners, we can deliver better outcomes.
The key elements of my application were some of the projects that I have had the privilege to work on in the last few years. Like, for example, the insurance for an Ebola treatment center or search and rescue operation in the Mediterranean, or a parametric insurance against droughts in Africa. But also, and more recently and more consistently, it's really the work, in my day-to-day job where I'm running a global program for Save the Children International, operating in 60-odd countries around the world. Any new projects and any project and any innovation really bring challenges and some resistance. So rolling out a global program in the 60-odd countries where we are did not come without challenges, and there was more resistance in some places and other, and less resistance in others. But what I found really useful was, well, first of all, was finding out executive sponsors, and secondly, having the right communication all around. You need everybody to be on the same page. You need your colleagues who are benefiting from the change, but also your executive sponsors and your leaders to be aware of the program, and to really understand what's happening and the reasons why, the objective. And education. I have also found that where people understood why we were doing what we were doing, that really got them on board much more easily than prior to that. So spending the time, finding the time to actually work with my colleagues to explain the reasoning behind what we were doing has really helped. So the solutions that we have found most helpful have really been running out a global program, centralized global program. And this has really allowed us to get a handle and understand and get a full understanding of actually what is happening across the countries where we operate. Prior to this, there were individual insurance placements in different countries, and we really didn't have an idea of what was happening. But having a global solution, global program, that has really changed the situation. We have day-to-day conversations with our country offices and our regional offices, and that has really changed the way we operate. We started with the general insurance program, and because this was so successful, we have actually, as of this year, we've started rolling out a medical and life insurance program as well. So this has been the main achievement.